Hello, I'm joined today by Nicola Alexander, who's the founder of Peep Club, who many of you will know has introduced a very innovative range of dry eye products. None less so than the Heated Eye One Pro, which I would say has probably revolutionized the warm compress market for the treatment of dry eye. Certainly in my time at Positive Impact, we haven't had a product that we've launched that has been as phenomenally successful as quickly as the Heated Eye One Pro. And I think that's down to its ease of use. It certainly leads to better compliance from patients. And I also think some of the aesthetic benefits of it are one of the reasons for um, patients actually enjoy using it, because not only are they treating their dry eye, they feel that they're obviously enhancing the look of their eyes and reducing lines and wrinkles, etc. So, and there are clinical studies to support that it is just as effective with regular use as a regular compress. So it's quite exciting to be at a time when there is a new heated eye wand about to be launched. In fact, not about to be launched, it was launched at this year's 100% Optical, where we had fantastic interest on the Positive Impact stand. So without further ado, I'm going to allow Nicola to take you through what is different and what is better about the new LED Plus version of the Heated Eye Wand.
Thank you so much, Nick. That's really kind to say. Yes, so this is our third model of the Heated Eye Wand range. We had our original, which we launched with 5 years ago, then our Pro, which we launched with 2 years ago, and now this is the LED Plus. And it is by far our best yet. One, because we've taken on board a lot of new research coming out that has been, understood and studied, especially in terms of LED and the different wavelengths. But second of all, because over the past 2 years, we've captured hundreds, if not thousands, of pieces of feedback, not just from our customers, but from our professionals who sell our Heated Eye One products. And we've put all that together in this new version. And I'm going to talk you through it, but it is also to say that it is patent pending. So it's very innovative in itself. So it comes in a different kind of a box. So we've got a new color wave, so you'd easily distinguish it on a shelf. Like this. When you open the box up, you'll see that we've improved our packaging right off the bat. So it's much more recyclable and environmentally friendly. You have this little starting point, and there is our new wand, first preview. And in your little helper pack to start with, it does come just like the other one with a USB cable to charge it, so it's charged in the same way, and with the instruction manual. And I think especially for our professional partners, I want to help them to feel better that it does also come with additional instructions than the other models have come with. So it's really easy to understand and use, and we're offering a lot more customer support. So then when it comes to the actual wand, let me show it to you. So this is it. This is the LED Plus. And immediately, just from looking at it, I hope you can see some of the improvements that we've made. So first of all, if I start from the bottom and work all my way up, I'll talk you through everything that's improved and better and different. So first of all, it stands up by itself. So the other models, they just sort of have to lie on their side, which we got some feedback that it was a little bit less hygienic. This one, we've taken on board that feedback, and it stand upright base by itself. You still charge it just as before from the bottom, but it's got this non-slip base, which is really great. So it can just sit next to your electric toothbrush or on your mantle. Now then, when you turn it on, so we turn it on the same way, long hold of the on button turns it on, and you get the display. Now, one of the pieces of feedback we had from our partners was, could we incorporate a timer? So you'll see just over there is a little clock with 5 segments on it, and each of those segments is 1 minute long. So for example, it takes, just as before, it takes 60 seconds to heat up. You now don't have to set a timer on your watch or on your phone. It just look for one of those segments to go down and it will heat up in that time. As before, you can still control the temperature with your plus and your minus buttons. It's the same range of temperature as before because we know that's effective. Now let me move you further up to the most exciting part. So this is the new head it's 1.5 times bigger than the original, and that was actually one of the biggest requests that we had, was to make the wand head bigger. The reason being that you can be more efficient, and from a practical point of view, you can go more slowly because it's covering more surface area. So we're really excited about that improvement. And as you can see, instead of having a single bulb of LED lights, it now has, if I show you, a ring of LED lights. So it has 4 bulbs in it. Most importantly, what we've done is we've changed the different modes that you can have, and this is why it's called the LED Plus. So I'll talk you through the modes. They go in order of how we recommend you using them. So they start with, as you can see, nothing on the top, just heat only. That's mode 1. If I then do a short press of the on button, you might be able to hear there's now a very gentle vibration. So it's now heat plus vibration. We've also changed the vibration mode to make it a little bit more gentle, because the original feedback on the first 2 models was that sometimes the vibration was uncomfortable or made people's eyes water. And so we've lowered down the kind of the rate of the vibration to make it a bit more tolerable by a wider range of people. And then the last 3 modes are all LED modes. So they're all heat plus a different wavelength. So here we have, if I one short press of the on, and we go to heat plus red LED. So just like the original and the Pro, but with 4 bulbs. And now the 2 most exciting modes, we now have heat plus green LED. And green LED is getting a lot of research behind it, because it seems to be very soothing, very anti-inflammatory. And as you'll know, Nick, better than probably anybody, dry eyes is an inflammatory condition. It's also associated with other inflammatory conditions, for example, rosacea. So anything that could help soothe and just calm the inflammation in the area will be helpful. And then last of all, one more click of the on button, and we have yellow LED or amber LED. For me, this is the most exciting, purely from an aesthetic point of view, because if you look at, the feedback from aesthetic concerns, the biggest concerns are dark circles and fine lines around the eye. They are traditionally very difficult to target. And, people can spend a fortune on different eye creams for that reason. So the amber LED is coming out as being very useful around the eye area, because it's been found to help reduce hyperpigmentation, which is one of the causes of dark circles, but also to reduce the appearance of blood vessels on the surface of the skin. So what happens with dry eyes, especially if you're using, for example, a lot of lid wipes or a lot of products around your eyes, you can tend to be quite harsh, and that can break the little tiny capillaries around your eye area, which gives the appearance of a bruise or a dark circle. And that is where the amber LED can help to restore those blood vessels back to kind of full, less damaged state, should we say, which helps improve the appearance of blood vessels. Now, what I would recommend doing in terms of how you incorporate the LED heated eye one LED into a routine, is you would use a cleanser. So whether in your practice that is you have a recommended lid wipe that you prefer to use, or a foam you prefer to use, we recommend using the Soothing Coconut Eye Balm. This is not the same level as, your traditional lid wipe, which is really there to target actual dermadex, blepharitis, those like hard-hitting conditions. This is your everyday lid cleanser eye makeup remover that is ultra gentle. Everyone can use it every day. It protects your eyelashes, it protects your eye area, and it's very easy to incorporate on a daily basis. And maybe you might say, use a Soothing Coconut Eye Balm and then use your lid wipes for maintenance 2 or 3 times a week, or after a period of using lid wipes for 3 weeks, maybe you need something a bit more soothing, go to the Soothing Coconut Eye Balm. So how it works is you would take a cotton pad, just rub it around the top like that, and then you would just hold it on to your lashes and gently cleanse them. Or if there is no need for a cleanser, perhaps you have a patient who, is someone more like Nick, who doesn't want to have a lid cleanser in their routine, you can just give them the Soothing Coconut Eye Balm and tell them, heat it up. So heat the wand up, and while it's heating, it starts to get warm, tap it into the eye balm, and it melts it a little bit, just the perfect amount, because you really want to use only a tiny amount, and then use it, and it gives it slip. It also, if it gets into your eyelashes, no problem, actually benefit, and very, very easy to use. The last thing I'll say is I just will give some guidance on how to use it. So like we said, go in the order of the modes. So we start with heat and then heat plus vibration. And we do have some guidance in the box about how many minutes to use it for, but roughly the time is for 5 minutes. So we say every mode you could do for up to 5 minutes. What you really want to be careful with the heated eye wand is you want to use it really slowly. It's got this nice bigger surface area in the LED plus, which makes it easier to do that. So you go from the inside out and just as slowly as I'm doing, almost like pausing in a section and then moving all the way over there. And then taking it off and coming back versus going backwards and forwards. And a lot of people, you'll see them using it like this, which is not terrible. It's still going to do its job, but it's just the best way to use it is really slowly back from the inner to the outer. And then you would do that for, say, 2 minutes. Then you would move to your upper lid, really, really slowly, right by the lash line. Again, inner to outer. And then it will actually turn off by itself. After 5 minutes, it will turn off and you'd have to restart it. So you don't even have to think about it. Just use it almost. You could always say, use it until it turns off and then switch to the other eye.
Brilliant. One comment I will make just for those watching this is the cameras make the LEDs look slightly, it looks like there's the four lights that create the LED. You can't see those. When you see it in normal,
Yes, you're right.
you can't see those LEDs. You just have a ring of red, a ring of green, and a ring of amber. It's just an artifact of the cameras that are making it look like spotlights. So that's interesting also with regards to how to use it, because I think that's one of the things that messages that we probably haven't always quite got across is how to use it appropriately. So with the 5-minute timer, Nicola, what are we saying with regards to the length of time of the treatment per eye and total treatment time? Bearing in mind 1 minute is used for the warming up process.
Yeah, that's right. So we would say for the first two modes, so heat or heat plus massage, gentle massage, you want to be doing those for up to 5 minutes per eye. You don't need to do them both. You could just pick one. So for some people, the heat only, the hot compress original mode is the most comfortable. But for some people, the hot compress plus vibration is tolerable, and that is probably a preference, I would say. If you can get that to that mode, that would be the preferred one. So you want to be doing that for at least 5 minutes on each eye, and then the time will turn off. And then after you've done that, so 5 minutes, 5 minutes, well, sorry, I said at least, but I mean up to 5 minutes. So anything from 2 to 5 minutes, like you said, Nick, right at the beginning of this webinar, the why customers choose the heated eye wand is because it's very easy to use. And one of the reasons it's easy to use is because you can just fit it into your routine. So is it better to tell a customer or patient, fit it into your routine and do it 2 minutes per day, if that's what's achievable, versus 10 minutes per day? That will still be better than doing nothing. So that's why we say, 2 to 5 minutes. But in an ideal world, I would say 5 minutes, one eye in the heat or heat plus massage, and then 5 minutes the other eye in either heat or, if they can tolerate it, heat plus massage. And then after you've done that, and this is why the modes are set up in this way, would be you would move to your aesthetic, kind of the LED modes, which they are aesthetic, but they do also have benefits that probably will help ultimately, like anti-inflammatory. Now, what we're saying with the LED plus modes is to pick a mode and then to use that same mode for a period of days or a period of weeks, because that's how LED works. So you're going to see the best results. So there are 3 LED modes. There's the red, the green, and the amber. So you can cycle them. So you might do 2 weeks red LED, then 2 weeks green LED, then 2 weeks amber LED. And it gives you much more longevity. It also encourages your patients to continue to keep it in their routine because they have that way of cycling through the modes. And the kind of carrot, should we say, of the aesthetic benefit of cycling through the modes, versus a traditional hot compress, which will be resigned to some bottom drawer until the next flare up, and then it's much harder to get a handle on it again compared with just using it in your daily routine.
Yeah, I think that's an important point, is that, certainly all the feedback we get from practitioners who are customers, and what their patients are telling them, is say people actually quite enjoy using it. And you show me a patient who actually enjoys using a compress. There might be a few who just enjoy that me time lying back, but
Yeah,
I guess everyone possibly enjoys it when they can find the time, and that's the challenge. They just can't find the time to use
yeah,
compresses. And in this day and age, we are in the 21st century. I think we do need to be the idea of sort of boiling things in a kettle, or heating them in a microwave. I think those days are kind of behind us, really. That's 20-year-old technology. And not everyone has a microwave these days. So,
I don't have a microwave.
no, well, there you go. I did my porridge in mine this morning, but that's what it should be for, not for warming
Yeah,
compresses.
absolutely.
Um,
But
one of
you're
the things
and
we did, sorry.
oh, sorry to interrupt you. No, you're exactly right. And I think the other kind of angle to when it comes to your patients is there are a lot of especially ophthalmologists that we speak to, and one of the very first comments that came when we launched the original was that the heated eye one was safer because they had seen quite a lot of people who had miscalculated how long their other hot compress had been in the oven, they can be calibrated quite differently, these microwaves in these ovens, and can result in quite, you know, not permanent, but like quite red skin, irritated skin, worst case scenario, a mild burn. So that is, I think, the importance of a temperature controlled. The thing that always fascinates me about the heated eye wand is how subjective temperature is. And I mean, it makes
Yeah,
sense because, one person's boiling hot bath is another person's, mildly warm bath. So it does make sense. But the really nice thing is you can also set it to your preference. So we always say start at 37 degrees Celsius, which is what it's set at anyway. When you turn it on, it will be set at the lowest. And then gradually work your way up. There are some people who will only ever stay at 37 degrees, and that is more than warm enough for them, and it will absolutely be effective. But it is a very much a preference thing, I would say as well.
yeah, absolutely. And I think you make a very valid point with regards to, that because of the aesthetic benefits as much as anything else, and the fact that people do seem to enjoy using it, and it's so easy to fit into, sitting, reading a book, watching the TV, whatever it might be, that they continue to do it. Whereas there's no doubt compresses tend to get used. I mean, this is a challenge for dry eye in general, isn't it? People stop
Mhm. It
doing
is.
treatments when their eyes start to feel better, and then of course the eyes start to feel worse again. And
Yeah,
actually, if you're going to end up using this device almost permanently, because dry eye is a permanent condition, it's not going to get any better. You just manage it. Then hopefully these people will see quite a reasonable amount of relief. Now, you sort of snuck in there the balm, which is a new thing for optometry, of course.
yes.
And you showed it's been available through Peep Club for some time, but it hasn't been launched in optometry. And again, we launched that quite successfully at 100% optical.
Mhm.
People liked the concept, and certainly liked the idea of your idea of dipping the head of the wand into the balm to help with, because the one thing you do need is something to help the wand
That's right.
slide and glide across the eyelids.
Yeah.
So, but tell me a bit more about coconut oil and the benefit of your coconut oil in particular that you use, and the benefits of it, not just for use with the wand.
Yeah. So where we were coming from with regards to when we created the soothing coconut eye balm is that a lot of the eye makeup removers or lid cleansers that people use they might be very effective, but they are very harsh, very, and in the long term can maybe create, brittle eyelashes, inflamed lids from just the how harsh they are if they're overused. And we just wanted something people could easily use every day. That's always our kind of philosophy with Peep Club, is make it easy to use every day, make it enjoyable to use. Or, we have this trademarked phrase of a treat, not a treatment. And so that's where the soothing coconut eye balm came from. Now, coconut oil, there's a very big range of coconut oil. They're not all created equally. So we get raw, virgin, cold pressed coconut oil. The reason that is important, organic as well, of course, or almost all our ingredients are either organic or wild harvested, I should say. But the reason that's important for coconut oil is because what makes it um, really good at what it does is it has this linoleic acid and oleic acid, and it beautifully builds your eyelashes and strengthens them and kind of fortifies the follicle, but in a way that is very uninvasive. So it's not like adding a lash serum, for example, which does it in quite an artificial way. This is just providing nourishment to the follicle and doing that. And at the same time, coconut is in itself a natural antibacterial, that it just comes with those properties. So for a daily use, it's perfect because it does what we want as optometrists, which is, we want to defend bacteria, but it's also a balance. We don't want to do it so much that it's very harsh and then might make your eye more vulnerable in the long term because you don't have that microbiome to kind of protect you from the outside world, which is what we see with lid cleansers actually quite a lot. So it restores, I would say, the natural microbiome of your eyelid by defending enough bacteria, but protecting enough of the goodness that our eyes naturally produce, like the oils and that are already there to benefit it. It also has in it chamomile, which is very soothing and gentle and reduces a lot of redness, and bilberry oil. Now, bilberry is actually very well known in the optometry community as a supplement because it's very high in antioxidants. So there are a lot of eye supplements that contain bilberry or cureberry, sometimes called, either one, because of how beneficial it is for the retina. But we have also found it to be very beneficial topically because it has those antioxidants and can somewhat fight free radical damage or external, we can say, like environmental stresses that might be on the eyelids. So what we're just trying to do is make it easy to just get your eyes into that more balanced place, if that makes sense.
That's good to know. I mean, the one thing, how do you know what's the best way? I think you've told me this before, but just remind me the best way to tell the difference between, if you like, a good quality pure version of coconut oil
Yeah,
like yours. I mean, the one thing that is very obvious when you open the top of the balm is just how white
exactly.
it looks, like the inside of a coconut.
Yeah,
And that's one of the key indicators of good quality, isn't it?
that's exactly it. So we've worked with many different coconut suppliers. We try and know our supply chain very well, so we know it's sourced ethically, for example. So I think with coconut, there's two things. One is it's sourced ethically because a lot of coconut is sourced very unethically and at quite a large sacrifice to either the environment or to like the local populations who are responsible for those, procuring it. So that's number one. But number two is, yes, exactly right, it's sometimes a little bit difficult to tell when it's solid, if it's a very good quality coconut, but you can definitely tell when it's melted. So I should have actually said one of the major benefits of our coconut balm and is that we don't put any of the things that we know to be eye irritants. One of the big eye irritants is wax because it can possibly block your meibomian glands. And a lot of wax is added to balm products to keep them stable at a range of temperatures. So what you will see, and we try to position this as a positive, is that in the very rare summer months that we have here, your coconut balm can go liquid, and you just put it in the fridge. And we say that's a positive because we don't put any wax in it, and that's what happens if truly with these kinds of products. But if you do put it in the fridge, you'll see that is almost transparent, the oil. Whereas a processed kind of coconut oil or one that is not raw virgin organic will be more yellow. It will look a little bit more like sunflower or olive oil when it's in that melted state.
The other thing, of course, with wax is beeswax, for example, is some people are very sensitive to
That's right.
beeswax. So it's not necessarily a good thing either. So that's all good.
Yeah.
Right. I think that more or less covers the exciting news that we have. We have this wonderful new LED plus one. And we have the new coconut balm. It's all now of, well, the heated eye wand, the new heated eye wand will be available from probably April time, Nicola?
That's right. Mid-April, if I'm being very honest, we are almost sold out of the first run.
We did
So
have a very successful 100% and took a lot of pre-orders for you. So
yes, yes, we've also almost, because we offer it first to our customers before we open it to new customers. But if it's not April, we do a restock in early June.
fantastic. So that's really it. I hope you found that interesting. At the end of this, I'm just going to put up a slide which will show you where to get more information. Most of you will know us at Positive Impact, and you can visit our website, positiveimpact.co.uk, call us in the office or email us at sales@Positive Impact. So thank you very much, Nicola.
Thank you, Nick. Always a pleasure.
All right, bye
I'll
now.
drop off. Thanks, bye.